I didn't believe in God. I grew up going to church because I was forced. I was told that God was this loving God that had my best interest and that loved me unconditionally, and all I knew growing up was that I grew up in a broken home with my parents divorced when I was 5 years old. I had a mom that was mentally ill and would constantly tell me how my dad didn't want to be in my life, and he was never around for me, and I couldn't imagine that a God, at least what they talked about, could love someone like me, could even exist, you know? Before, I was a pretty broken kid who had experienced a lot and looked for love in all the wrong places, from men, drugs, alcohol, to walking into a strip club and it breaking every bit and every being of my soul. I was in that world for 3 years, and I didn't see a way out at all. I felt this desperation and lost. I became numb in every kind of way, that I couldn't seek God out at all, but I found that 3 years in, that God actually sought me. I didn't know that it was God at the time. I definitely didn't believe in him. I didn't think that he would want anything to do with me, especially after what I was doing. And but he came. It was like the wind got knocked out of me, and it was like God came and said, "You deserve better than this. This is not what I want from you." You would think that that would have been enough for me to get out of the clubs, and that I heard God's voice, and that I would have turned my life around for him, but it didn't happen that way. I ended up going right back where I left off. I ended up back on drugs. I ended up homeless. I ended up to a place about to have to dance again, because even though I promised myself I would never do it, I couldn't live homeless anymore, and I was so desperate to change what I was doing in my life. And so I thought, if I just go back to dancing one more time, that would be it, and I just get back on my feet. And but in that moment, and living back in Colorado in a motel, about to have to dance again, I had this moment of clarity, and I asked God, okay, if you exist, please show yourself, because you're okay with the fact that I'm gonna dance, and that's fine, and I'll dance tomorrow, and everything will be fine, even though I desperately am terrified, because I know this is what will ultimately take my life, to go back into that world. Or if you don't want me to do it, then mess it up so bad that you show me that this isn't what you want for me. And be careful what you pray for, because God came and messed that up so badly, he put me in jail. And it was in that moment in jail behind bars, without me being able to manipulate my way out of something, for the first time, that I ended up surrendering and asking God to come into my life and show himself. If you would have told me 10 years ago that I'd be standing here telling you my story, I would have thought you are crazy. I would never have had enough courage to share this part of my life. And but God has taught me something so much different. I have never felt more closer to him, more alive, more that he has my back than ever in my life. And he has given this girl who never had a voice growing up, who was so scared and so broken and so lost, and he has given me a voice today. He has helped me. He's given me my dad back. He has healed relationships in my life that I never thought were possible. And he has made me feel whole.